In this video, I'm going to show you how you can turn a listening audience into active doers. And it's all about a call to action. So what is a call to action? Well, it's exactly what it says on the tin. You are calling your audience to take a specific action with the idea that they will then benefit long term. They're going to do something that will help them. So your call to action should be designed to help your audience. It may be for them to go and get some sort of free downloadable. It might be for them to go to the next step with you, maybe through a discovery call or through some form of online coaching or to join another workshop. But it should be the next step in the process for whatever it is that you are training your audience about in that presentation. The idea is we are trying to motivate our audience. We're trying to get them to do something, to rather than just be passive listeners, to be engaged, active members of the audience. Now, why does your presentation need a call to action? Well, it really clarifies your message, what you've been speaking about. It's, as we said, the next step, the progression from where we are now to where we're going next. And you're reducing confusion about what the next step is by making it very clear what you want them to do. A call to action will drive results, not just for you, but for your listener. In fact, it shouldn't really be about you, sadly. It's about your audience. You are trying to help your audience get to the next step because you know that taking that next step is going to benefit them. Whether that's growing beyond what they've just learned and putting it into action in some way, or whether that's going to the next step in their development and learning so they can then be more accomplished in whatever it is you're teaching them about. We're trying to turn the audience from being passive listeners into action takers. And a call to action builds momentum. You have a message you're sharing. You have a goal that you're trying to attain to impact people. You want them to take action to benefit themselves. And so by offering a call to action, you're getting them to do something which will benefit them going forward. It means that that talk turns into from something passive, like we just said, into something actionable, helpful, useful, that they will then use in their life rather than just putting it to one side afterwards going, that was nice. So when can we use a call to action? Where should we put it in our presentation? Well, avoid the very beginning of your presentation. Why is that? Because sometimes that can come across as a bit sleazy, a bit, oh, you're just here to get me to do something. You just want me to download your PDF. You just want me to join your training program. You haven't built the trust with the audience yet. They're not ready for you to try to get them to the next step. So one of the best places to put your call to action, especially when it's a presentation, a speech, from a stage or in front of a group of people, is at the end. You're wrapping things up and you're telling them how they can take action on what they've just learned. You've given them the information, you've shown them how it will benefit them, and now you're asking them to take a specific action to benefit them. And by that point, they should trust you enough from your speech to go and do it. In fact, public speaking in a room with people, whether that's from a stage or in a small group session, is one of the best ways to build trust with the audience. So once you've built that trust, then you can use it. Then you can get them to do something. You can't steer a parked car. So don't do it at the beginning. The end is a great place to put it. Alternatively, you can put it during your presentation, say in the middle, if it really works at that point. If you can get them to take action, if you've got that trust already, you've been powerful so far in your speech and you can call them to action in the middle, maybe it's because at that point, that call to action really relates to the topic you've just gone through. Maybe especially if it's something for them to download or somewhere for them to go to get more help on that particular part of the speech. Before we move into something else where the call to action doesn't apply, then definitely you can put it in the middle. Another good place to put it is just before you take questions and answers. Why is that? Well, you can get them then to download whatever it is or to go and take that specific action before they go and ask questions. And then that way, some of the questions could be about the action you asked them to take. That can be very beneficial for your audience. So you could put it just before the question and answer session. Now, when it comes to actually calling someone to action, it can bring back nerves. We may have already overcome our nerves before we've got on the stage, but when we start to think about getting the audience to do something, it raises up our speech anxiety once again. And if you need help with speech anxiety, I have a downloadable guide to overcoming speech anxiety. It's in the link down below in the description. You can get your copy for free, and it will help you to control your nerves, reduce your nerves when you're giving your next presentation, especially when you're trying to call your audience to action. How do we structure it so that it makes sense? Well, first of all, we need to make sure that it is related to what it is we're talking about. There's no point putting in a call to action on a topic which is completely away from what we're talking about. So it has to be specific then. You can't have a call to action that doesn't directly relate to what it is you're talking about. As it's a call to action, we need to keep it actionable. We need to be specific in what it is we're asking the audience to do. There's no point in this part when we're trying to get people to take an action to become vague or confusing, to not be clear for what we're asking. The audience won't be able to action that. They won't want to action that because they will. If you confuse, you lose. So make sure your call to action is definitely clear and specific. We need to tie in emotions. Why should they download your PDF, or why should they take the next class with you, or why should they join another training session or download your online course? Well, it's because we want them to understand that there are benefits to them. We connect to them emotionally. How will this benefit them? So, for example, if I was doing a call to action about being nervous, I would relate to how it feels to be nervous and then offer them something that will overcome their nerves, like I did a few moments ago. That really helps the audience to see that this is going to help them. They're going to be different after getting whatever it is that you're offering. And the final thing about our call to action, there's no point calling people to action for something that isn't worth it. So make sure whatever it is you're asking your audience to do is worth their time. Alongside our hooks at the beginning, start of our speech, our calls to action are one of the most important parts. We want them to take a further action to benefit them, so we need to make sure that when we're doing our call to action, we have rehearsed it really well. It might be the only part which you want to script and write out, because if you want them to take the action, you can't bumble your way through it. Make sure you are clear, concise, and use powerful language to make people, motivate people to want to take the action that you want them to take. Hopefully now you have an idea of what call to actions are and how you could include one in your next presentation. If you have any questions about how to use call to actions, pop it in the comments down below. Click this video here to watch another video about public speaking, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next video.